What happened to Bass? Bass's first appearance in Mega Man 7 is the setup for a new rival for Mega Man, now that Proto Man has become an ally to his brother for the past few games. While Bass's motives and true identity are hardly a secret to the player due to the poor writing of this game, he's still built up to truly be a match for the Blue Bomber in almost every facet. You fight him twice, buster to buster, unless you're cheating, but are even challenged against him with the Super Adapter, a power meant for Mega Man and Rush, but refitted for Bass and his dog, Treble. The Super Adapter, like the power and jet adapters in Mega Man 6 prior, is like the implied main gimmick of 7. This carries over to an extent in Mega Man 8, despite the lack of any gimmick moves for Mega Man, where Bass infuses himself with the
evil energy,
giving him a different set of attacks than the romp with him prior. I mean, there could have been a gimmick on gimmick battle, but it would have just been the two having an intense soccer match. Sorry Mega Man fans, but you'll have to demand a sequel for that to happen. We never saw another Bass battle after these two games, however, because we got two of the most underrated gems in the series, baby! I can forgive the lack of Bass battles at this point, as the people at Crapcom were generous enough to let you play as him and give him a role in the plot. These two games, Mega Man and Bass Challenger for the Future, I'm not gonna say the Japanese name, would unwillingly force Bass to work alongside Mega Man and Proto Man to stop a greater evil. Unfortunately, you never actually see the two begrudgingly working together to stop the greater threat. Thankfully, that's what the Archie comics are for. God damn it. It's like Mega Man X4, where you pick X and Zero has nothing to do with the story until the very last cutscene, where it seems like he's back at base like literally nothing else happened to him during the entire plot's events. Either way, Bass is given a chance at some minor character development throughout these two games, both essentially teaching him the same lesson. Although his purpose, as designed by Dr. Wily, is to destroy Mega Man and become the best robot, he has no motive behind it. Proto Man tells Bass this, only making him mad, and the evil future Mega Man, Quint, Mega Man, Rockman, Shadow tells him similarly, making Bass reply with confusion, much like me when I try to understand the plot to this game. Basically, Bass is told that he'll never defeat Mega Man because what Mega Man fights for is more righteous and will always triumph over Bass's selfish desires to just be the best. As both of these games leave Bass off on such ambiguous terms, you would think another game would follow up on his story and show more of his rivalry with Mega Man, or his growing anti-hero persona, or just something. But no, we wouldn't see Bass for another decade. Bass would sadly never show up in the remake for Mega Man 1, Mega Man Powered Up. I suppose it makes sense, as he was never created until around the time of Mega Man 6 or 7, lore-wise. But that doesn't stop the numerous what-if, non-canon scenarios that make Powered Up what it is, with all of its playable characters. I guess I won't complain that they didn't add one character to an already bolstering roster of like 10 plus characters, but it's still a shame that we never got to see Bass in this game. Oh well, at least Bass's moveset was translated into Axel's for Mega Man X8, giving us something Bass-like for the time being. Mega Man 9 would roll around next, returning the series to its roots! Or some shit like that, completely eliminating Bass from its existence in the process, minus one small cameo in the freaking background of the final cutscene. Whatever, at least Mega Man 9 has the excuse of being a sole Mega Man adventure. Wait, hold the goddamn phone. Proto Man is playable? But that's it! It's only Proto Man! Okay, I'm not gonna play dumb for this next point, but yes, they finally gave Bass his last playable appearance in Mega Man 10. Thing is, unless if you played Mega Man 10 through the Legacy Collection, you had to pay for this motherfucker. $2 for this bastard, and he doesn't even have the double jump. He's given very little story presence with the purchase of his campaign, with only one cutscene during the Wily Castle where he catches goddamn COVID of all things. There also being no explanation to how the fuck Treble even got the vaccine when it's not over the counter, and an exclusive ending cutscene where he basically calls Wily a dumb old bitch and leaves him to die from COVID exposure. That brings us to 2018. In addition to the current year, 2022, almost 4 years with very little
Peace
in our lives. Mega Man 11 released with all the fanfare in the world, but none of the content to back it up. Hate me all you want, but Mega Man 11 was a huge disappointment for me back then, as it still is now, all because of its layers upon layers of missed potential. One such being, okay, so you know how Wily is all like,
"Hey Light, do you remember this my old invention that I got ratioed on back in our graduate school days? Well, I'm bringing it back, putting it into all of my robots so they're super duper powerful."
Why didn't he do it to Base? It was literally right there, god damn it. Base used the Mega Man 8 plot device for his fight in that game, so why is he not like,
"Hey Base, my favorite creation who I built for the sole purpose of destroying Mega Man, I have a new device that will make you stronger than him and definitely defeat him."
And Base could be like, "Yeah, right, you old coot, this is probably just another one of your stupid plans, but give me that damn device anyway." And he would install it in himself and challenge Mega Man in the Fortress of Treble. Now you can take it either way you want. You either believe Base has developed enough as a character to stray from using devices to aid himself against Mega Man, or he just doesn't care and will pull whatever cheap tic tacs as he can, as long as he thinks that it will make him stronger and gain the upper hand. Either way, none of that matters. Just think about how fucking awesome it would be if you got to fight Base in Wily's castle in Mega Man 11. The two of you using power gear and speed gear to combat each other? Sure, throwing the double gear system into every robot master and mechanoid you face in the game is the whole gimmick, and it would be obvious, but Base is supposed to be Mega Man's rival. He should be adapting to your playstyle, using the opposite gear to you to counter your moves while also watching his own strain on his systems. Treble and treble boost could be involved, but like in Mega Man 8, but I don't think it would be necessary for this battle. I also feel that Base should have been playable for this title, same with Proto Man. I know it's demanding a lot for every entry of a series to have just as much as the previous titles or even more, but I feel like time was spent in this game adding things that few people care about, like the challenge mode, when that time could have been spent doing other things like adding another campaign. I understand that they may have wanted to make a more refined experience that could only really work with Mega Man, but I feel like at least Proto Man could have worked with that limitation. I mean, all you need to do is just nerf Mega Man's Buster and Defense, buff his Charge Shot, and add a shield and a coat of red. Base is a little bit less excusable in this aspect, since his playstyle is more stop and go, I guess, which wouldn't really work for certain stages like Torchman's. Still wouldn't stop me from being an entitled whiny fanboy who thinks it's stupid you had to pay $30 for this single lackluster experience when you can buy 10 games of equal or greater quality for that same price. Want to hear another thing that I think is stupid about Mega Man 11?
No!
Why do they refer to him as Mega in this game again? His name is fucking Rock. Why would you name your children Mega and Roll? The pun is rock and roll, you assholes. This is the reason Powered Up never saw a sequel. That and that incest thing with Roll and Mega Man, yeah, you think I'd forget about that, Crapcom? That is why you won't release the Powered Up or any of your handheld Mega Man games in modern collections. Speaking of Roll, why in the hell is Powered Up the only game she's playable in? She is literally right there all the goddamn time, in the lab, nothing to do. All Crapcom wants her to do is be the damn maid of the house, while Rock is gone. What sexist pricks are the Light family? Dr. Light should be sending his daughter out to war with her brother right now, but no, he'd rather have her sweep, mop, and make sandwiches, perpetuating the gender stereotypes we are all still trying to break to this day. Fuck you, Dr. Light, you are a womanizer. I, from now on, will only support Wily and Wily only. He has never made a female robot master, therefore he has never exploited one. Could you imagine giving Roll a roll in the next game though? Where they make her broom have an actually decent hitbox? She'd be just like Zero, and then this comic panel wouldn't be just a dream for us Mega Man fans. Like, hire me, crap Tendo, Com, Sega, Enix. But no, really, what the hell happened to Base? You can't just let a design this fucking metal go to waste, can you? Please add him to Mega Man 12, and I'll buy that many copies. That's the number in the game. Please and thank you.